And welcome back to In the Can. As always, we like to start out the show with talking to one of our directors, somebody who is integrally involved in actually creating the festival. Peter Golub is with us today. He is the director of the Sundance Film Music Program. And that's not just the Music Cafe and performers. This is a lot deeper than that. This is actually the role that music plays in filmmaking and the art itself.
Right. I mean, your viewers may or may not know Sundance has, in addition to the festival, the Institute has year-round programs in filmmaking, documentary, and feature, and music and theater. We have a native program, so we run a composers lab, which is a kind of a training program for film composition. So we give fellowships every year to 6 very interesting and exciting new composers, and they have a chance to work with directors from the feature film program and the documentary program to learn about the process of what happens when you put music to film. And that also the directors get a chance to learn about this process too, so that when they actually make their films, they understand something about it. And I'm very excited to say that this year at the festival we have 3 alums of our program, no, 4, and probably more that I won't remember, but who have films. Han Rowe, one of our alums, did the music for Sing Your Song, and Ginger Shankar, Circumstance, Eisler, a film called On the Ice, and Vivek Medalla, Greg Araki's film Kaboom. So that's very exciting for us that some of the people who've gone through our program, do films that end up being accepted into the festivals. It's very exciting. And
there's a lot more that goes on actually during the festival too. I mean, not only do you offer opportunities as we do writers and directors and other filmmakers as part of an integral part of the filmmaking process, but during the festival itself, we have panels, we have events, we have things going on Main Street. Yeah,
there's Wednesday morning at 11, BMI is sponsoring a really interesting panel which deals with the whole director-composer relationship and what's involved in creating a score for a film. And then you have the Music Cafe, which is an ongoing thing that ASCAP runs. So there's a tremendous amount of interest. It's kind of almost like a subculture of interest in music within the overall film festival. I'd also like to say that we're very excited that Lou Reed made a film called Red Shirley that is going to be shown Monday night at the Holiday Cinema. So that's very exciting to us. And we have a performance Sunday night. We do this thing every year, the first Sunday. It's called Celebration of Music and Film, in which a group named Tin Hat Trio, which is comprised of at least one person who went through our program, and then Lou Reed is going to play after that.
Excellent.
After they play.
And it's interesting the overlap that we're seeing here too, because I've noticed recently at festivals there's been a lot of films that have had a music theme to them, and actually documentaries focusing on bands. Of course, the New York Dolls years ago. We've had a U2 movie here recently. Just a number of different things. So we're finding that the music world and the film world are actually overlapping.
It's very interesting. I mean, if I could use my sheet just to help me out here, but there are a lot of films that have scores that I think are really notable. And Philip Glass did a score for a doc called Rebirth. Bella Fleck and Alex Werman, a film called The Convincer. Mark Mancina, a film called Flypaper. John Bryan, The Future. Nathan Larson, My Idiot Brother. So George S. Clinton, Salvation Boulevard. So there are quite a few. There's a lot of interest in the music in the films and the people who create that.
And there's got to be a lot of interest. You mentioned before, a lot of what we do is focus on kind of the relationships that the composers have with the directors and the producers and things like that. Talk a little bit about what the Institute is doing. You mentioned some of those labs, some of those summer programs, things like that. A budding composer wants to write for films. He sees this opportunity to work with a director. What kind of things would a composer expect in a program like this?
Well, you get something I don't know any other place where you get this opportunity, which is you work directly with filmmakers, because it is a collaborative thing. I mean, it's not just you go off and write your music and then it's either used or it isn't. You actually you take a stab at it, and then someone gives you notes, and you have to go back and address those notes, and you have to serve the vision of the film. So this is a kind of a delicate dance that, it's a true collaboration. So it requires, a temperament that can that can deliver that and can enjoy that process. And so there's a learning curve. And so what's great about our program is that both the directors and the composer have that opportunity to dig in and learn about what's involved in that.
And that has to be
you can apply to the program. I mean, we only take 6 every year, but we get quite a few submissions.
That has to be a really unique experience, though, because a lot of composers, you know, grew up as musicians who kind of, you know, worked by themselves. They had their own process, things like that. But as you were saying, this is a very collaborative effort,
right,
as just a small piece of an overall, you know, picture.
That's right.
Literally,
That's right.
in this
yeah.
case.
Yeah, and it doesn't suit everybody. Some
right.
people don't like to be told, well, I'd like that a little different, or you know, and to work on deadlines, and to also, you know, to understand that your music, you have to sort of read the film and understand how music serves that film and what the right music, you know, there could be many different types of music for a film, but you have to find the one that you think is you know, what that film requires.
So what event in the music vein are you most excited to see then?
Well, you know, you know, these films that I mentioned, I think would be, you know, starting.
The films themselves.
Yeah,
yeah.
I also have a film, if I could plug that, called
Absolutely.
These Amazing Shadows, which is an extraordinary film. It's kind of a love letter to film. It's a film about film and film preservation. I have a score for that.
Oh, excellent, good. Well, not only are you teaching and directing, but you're also
Yeah.
doing, so that's also a good thing. Well, Peter Golub, he is of course, the senior programmer for the music program here at Sundance. We appreciate you being here, and you're going to be a busy guy. Hopefully, you can enjoy the festival a little bit in the next couple of days too. We'll be back. We'll be looking at some of the red carpet action going on here at Sundance after this. Stay tuned.